Being that I am male and not a practitioner of the ever expansive alphabet religion, I can't help but notice the fact that hot women have disappeared from the Star Wars universe since a certain monstrous corporation sank their fangs into it. For a start, let's take a look at the talent from the good old days. I mean, even the fucking aliens were hot in George Lucas's movies. Did you see that green alien Jedi in Revenge of the Sith with the hot body? She might be an alien, but you'd be hard pressed to find a man who'd turn her away if she knocked on his door asking for safe harbor from the Empire.
I would never have any kind of pornographic activity with a fucking creature.
Relax, man. Most guys would have done the same thing and then went online to brag about it. I was always appalled by the way the stormtroopers just shot her. What a waste.
Yo, D, if she was all that, why ain't you fuck her first?
Nigga, you sick. Just shut up.
What?
Don't
No,
talk.
I'm just
Something
saying.
seriously wrong.
Also from the prequels, we have, of course, the stunningly beautiful Princess Amidala, who George Lucas never tired of presenting to the audience in various forms of dress or lack thereof. Good man, George. She was only 16 years old when George Lucas cast her as Padme, and she was playing a queen. For some reason, she was elected as queen at an age when most people are doing something like this. Fuck, man, I couldn't even hold down a job in a supermarket when I was 16, and she's tasked with running an entire planet.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I just noticed this. That haircut makes it look like there is a giant black cock sitting on top of her head.
Any people stupid enough to elect a teenager deserve to have their planet conquered by an army of dweeb droids controlled by walking, talking squids. Fuck Naboo, man. Anyway, Padme displayed her beauty across a vast spectrum, including the delicate virgin maiden look, the "we can't be together, this is why I selected literally the sexiest thing I could find in my closet to wear for dinner tonight" look, sexy warrioress chic, beautiful endearing wife, and a look calculated to display how smooth and unsand-like she is.
I don't like sand.
Yeah, man, fuck sand.
And of course, the OT gave us Princess Leia, first seen running around in a figure-hugging white damsel dress in the original movie, and by the end she was just showing off. The sexual vibes and displays of sexual intent were on full display in Empire Strikes Back.
Hello, what have we here? Welcome, I'm Lando Calrissian. I'm the administrator of this facility. And who might you be?
Leia.
Welcome, Leia.
By Return of the Jedi, the display of sexual desirability had gotten slightly less subtle.
Definition of pain and suffering.
No complaints from me. We even got that green alien who Jabba fed to the Rancor beast. She was a decent bit of gear, man. Not all the OT prequel movies were great, but as far as on-screen hotness went, they were an easy 6 out of 6. George Lucas had planned to kick things off in Episode 7 with a smoking hot female Darth Maul type villain, but unfortunately, Disney had other ideas. So, Disney takes over and Episode 7 is dominated by a plain Jane who seems to exude sexlessness. If there is an opposite of sexy, it's Rey in The Force Awakens. Star Wars went from this to this. It was like Kathleen Kennedy hired an on-set Victorian matron to ensure that none of the ladies to be shown on screen would be seen in anything untoward or likely to cause excitement in young men.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And this matron totally succeeded. Quite apart from being a boring character, Rey is really boring to look at. The next movie, The Last Jedi, introduced that Asian girl who sexually assaults Finn shortly after her suicide attack on behalf of the Empire. Now, I'm sure the actress who plays her is a nice girl, but the character on screen isn't exactly wank bait for teenage boys, and she's certainly not done any favours by the dumpy corn sack they had her running around in. Admiral Holdo is an attractive, if somewhat middle-aged woman, though her hair doesn't so much scream feminine beauty as it does... My choice! From what I remember of The Rise of Skywalker, it was mostly Rey running around looking for stuff, and a strong, diverse female character showed up, but it seemed like casting went out of their way to cast a dumpy, chunky girl in the role, who, despite having a bow and arrow and being portrayed as a huntress, looks like she spends a lot more time snacking and watching Netflix than she does hunting, unless she's hunting Big Macs and Pringles, am I right, boys? So the Disney trilogy was 0 for 3 when it came to hot women. It seems like they actually went out of their way to avoid putting beautiful women on screen. Now, I'm going to say this straight out, This was a deliberate political decision motivated by Lucasfilm's embrace of woke ideology. The logic behind the kind of thinking that led to the uglification of Star Wars was recently summed up excellently by Chen.
Amazon, if you're going to make female orcs, you could have at least made them sexy, to which I present to you this image. But I feel like that person is kind of missing the point of what intersectionality really is all about. It's like, yes, you want characters to be female, but you can't have them wearing sexy bikinis because then that would be exploitation. Unless, of course, the female character wearing the sexy bikini is like kind of overweight or not conventionally attractive, in which case then that's back to being empowering. I know it can be kind of confusing, but what I'm trying to get at here is for SJWs, if that term is even still used anymore, female, good, female, sexy, bad, female, not sexy, but wearing sexy things or being presented as if they were sexy, back to good again.
Now, I didn't see the Book of Boba Fett, and I never will, but I did watch a few reviews of it, and I watched the mod scene just so that I could sit in shocked awe at just how impressively incompetent Lucasfilm has become. Now, there was potential here with the bikerette to throw in a bit of eye candy, if nothing else. But, of course, Disney made sure that instead of the hot punk leather-bound girl fantasy, we would get another dull-looking, basically normal girl who wears too much makeup and spends too much time indoors. Is the first thing Disney do when they have rehearsals for female roles to rate each woman out of 10 and turn away anyone above a 7?
Next.
No, it wouldn't work.
Next.
No.
Next. Oh yeah, that's what
She's
we're looking for.
perfect.
That's
Oh my God.
exactly
You should
what
totally
we are
get her.
looking
You should
for.
totally get her.
Lead in episode 10.
Finally, we have Obi-Wan, a show that went down with the fandom about as well as a steaming hot shit in an elevator. So the star of the show was Reva, not Obi-Wan, Reva. And while Reva isn't an unattractive woman, she's not going to be winning any awards at the Psychopath Beauty Awards this year. And why was she completely covered up the entire time in that stupid fuck ugly leather jumpsuit? Have Lucasfilm adopted a no skin below the neck rule for female identifying characters in their mad rush to progress? I mean, it is 2022 after all, current year. At this rate, every female in the Star Wars universe will be walking around in a hijab in a couple of years. Very progressive. Why is Disney Lucasfilm doing this? Beautiful women exist. They're not even that rare. I see them every day. It's okay to have beautiful women on screen, and it's okay for them to show off their physical femininity and beauty. Aesthetics matter, and beauty is a cultural and artistic virtue. Women can wear nice clothes. They don't have to walk around in leather hijabs and corn sacks. Not only is Star Wars all round shit now, it's increasingly very ugly to look at. And it's not just Lucasfilm's embargo on feminine beauty, it's everything. The Rise of Skywalker was a rushed, hideous mess suffering from a disease called CGitis. Boba Fett looked like a mid-afternoon drama you might see on the Sci-Fi Channel, only badly directed. What were they thinking with those fucking biker mods? They stick out like a Jew at a Nazi convention. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was a total fucking mess. Dark, ugly, shaky, swamped by a dreary color palette. CGI was badly done when it wasn't needed, and was not done at all when it was needed. Star Wars has become ugly, dreary, boring, sterile, stale, asexual trash, inhabited by slobby women and limp-dicked men. The uglification of the world isn't progress, it's canned misery. The morons running Lucasfilm are doing this because they believe in critical theory, an ideology that dictates that beauty is a social construct and a mechanism of oppression. It isn't. Human beings naturally embrace beauty because it is an inherently good thing that denotes health, achievement, order, and optimism. Star Wars used to be beautiful. Now it's ugly. It's pessimistic, it's postmodern, it's nasty, it's dumb, it's politically hypercharged, and it's really bad. Thanks for listening, subscribe, and don't forget to dress the like button in a potato sack, give it a bad haircut, and cast it as the lead in a Hollywood movie.